Yo guys, look, I wanted to record this video because I wanted to talk about what's happening in the crypto market and the cryptoverse overall. You know, when I started studying, some cryptocurrencies, that first of all, I studied, Bitcoin and why actually Satoshi created, this technology. It was because, first of all, he or maybe the group, I don't know if it's a person or a group of people who created, Bitcoin, but they decided or the person wanted to have a digital cash peer-to-peer transactions without intermediaries like banks and stuff like that. Then, many other cryptocurrencies appeared, and that is great because there are some, DeFi, which is decentralized finance platforms, and I think you all know that. The thing is that then I realized that I think, or today, I realized that some people have forgotten why cryptocurrencies were created back then. After Bitcoin, there were some others like Litecoin, Dash, eventually some others trying to pursue the same Bitcoin's purpose, but with some modifications and maybe a little bit better in a way. But then some other cryptocurrencies emerged, eventually like Solana and Avalanche, etc. In the last, or I would say the last year, I decided to study more cryptocurrencies in a way that they achieve a similar objective that compared to Bitcoin's objectives. And not all of the cryptocurrencies that are in the 10 top market cap, I would say, achieve that. They are great, they have great technology. For example, Solana, Ethereum, Tron, what else? BNB, Binance Coin. There are some new ones like Hyperliquid, Link, uh, Uniswap, but I don't see them as achieving the peer-to-peer digital cash transactions. Yes, you can transact those coins, but I don't feel them and I don't see them as digital money. When I started learning and studying more about cryptocurrencies, I realized that just a few ones actually, meet the requirements to be digital cash. And I also did a list of those coins, specifically speaking, that achieve, in my opinion, the digital cash transaction that are a little bit similar to Bitcoin, or maybe, according to my opinion, a little bit better than Bitcoin. In a way, Bitcoin right now is too commercialized, and ETFs and all of that. Uh, I remember I recorded a video back then saying that Bitcoin is not going to be used for everyday payments anymore because yeah, you can still use Bitcoin for payments, but some regular people cannot afford a whole Bitcoin, or it is too expensive in quotes, because still Bitcoin can be divided, right? The thing is that I got a list of some coins that actually meet the requirements I've been mentioning so far, and I don't see them as companies. I see them as digital money that can be transferred without bank banks interfering, or any other third party company. So that is why, for example, Zcash, Dash, um, have been surging lately a lot, and I knew that that would happen. And as I was saying, I recorded a video back then saying that Bitcoin was not going to be used anymore for daily payments, but instead Monero, Dash, and Zcash were going to be the ones. They have a capped supply similar to Bitcoin, but in a way, they are a bit better compared to Bitcoin. In a way, okay? But Bitcoin for me is still the king. But many people haven't realized about that till a few days ago when they have noticed that Dash and Zcash have been pumping the last month, and nobody knew, nobody studied. They were distracted too much on companies' coins, like again, even XRP. XRP is, an old coin, but I don't see XRP. It's too centralized, in my opinion. So yeah, Solana, all of those great technology. I agree with that, but I don't, personally speaking, I don't see them as digital cash. I see them as stocks. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to record this video because I think people have forgotten why cryptocurrencies were created in the first place. It, they were created to be used as a digital cash, first of all. Okay, and again, I do agree that there are great technologies out there. For example, Ethereum. Uh, what else? Avalanche. Link, Uniswap, and many other coins. But again, and people don't know that they don't differ, or they don't notice the difference between, as I call them, company coins and digital cash or digital money that can be transferred peer to peer without any. And again, the other coins, the company coins, can also be transferred, as a digital cash, but I don't see them that way. So that is why I have a list, which is Nano, Dash, Zcash, Monero, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, Doge, Digibyte, even Ethereum Classic. And those are the, maybe I'm missing some others, but for me, those are the ones that are going to get adoption, not right now, maybe, but in the future. And we are seeing right now that, for example, Dash and Zcash, that also have great technology, are surging back again because they are actually digital cash, and they have private qualities. And even Monero, great technology, Monero. So I don't think, maybe I'm I'm kind of wrong, but I don't think many people have realized that, and I think many people have forgotten why cryptocurrencies were created back then. You know, and once again, I want to highlight this: there are great technologies out there, with different platforms and different company coins, as I call them, company coins. But again, I think, personally speaking, at the end, digital money is going to surge back again. And that's it. I just want to share my feelings because I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos, people talking about the crash, and you know the outcomes are crashing and stuff like that. Actually, not all the coins, because Zcash, Dash, even Nano recently pumped and have been pumping, and I want to think that is because of what I'm telling you, because of the utility, the real world use they have. And again, the other ones also have real use utility, but I'm talking about digital money once again. So guys, I just wanted to share these feelings, and you gotta keep learning, keep studying, yes, Solana, Tron, BNB, Ethereum, Hyperliquid, Sui, all of those coins, great technology, but I don't feel the vibe that I will accumulate for the future those coins. I would accumulate Nano, Dash, Zcash, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, uh, Digibyte, Doge as well, even Ethereum Classic. But people, they're not paying attention to them until they pumped, and they then say that they have been pumped, but they don't really know why. It's because of the utility I'm talking about. Okay guys, that is it. Thank you for your attention. If you're watching the video, I just wanted to express these feelings about what is happening right now, and that is it.